this garage. My name's Steven.
And I'm Tyler. Today we'll be working on a 2007 Honda CRF100F. So pretty much what we'll be doing is we'll be doing maintenance. It is a really nice bike. It was purchased actually for $1,500. So let's see if we can get it running right. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the oil. Make sure you have a rag with you. You're gonna unscrew the dipstick, right? Make sure it is not overflowing with oil so you don't get any on the ground or yourself. That'd be really messy. So you take it out and you wipe it off, right? Make sure all of it is off so it doesn't give you a false reading. You're gonna stick it in, but don't screw it in, okay? You take it out and it should be full, right? That's pretty full, right? Undo that, wipe it. You're gonna screw it back in, and next thing, sometimes there's a little dirt in the groove, so it's kind of a little pain in the butt, but you know. Okay, so we're gonna show you guys the drain bolt for your oil. Make sure you always drain your oil after every about 15-20 hours. This is where you put oil in it. This is the dipstick. So make sure you add about 1 quart exactly. Good thing to know. What you're gonna need for your drain plug, that's what it's called, right? Drain plug. You'll need a 17mm wrench. It should fit right on there. Make sure you have a nice socket set wrench. Make sure everything works, and you should be able to loosen it. So you just pick it, turn it to the left, and you got oil coming out. Alrighty, so I think it's a good, healthy running engine, and
You want to keep it that way?
yes, we definitely want to keep it that way. It's an old bike, so. Next thing on the list to do is we're gonna check the spark plug. What you're gonna need is you're gonna need a medium-sized socket, and you will need a 5/8 size wrench or 16mm. Make sure it's a long one too, because the short ones just don't work. All right, moving on. All right, so we're taking out the spark plug here, and you see all that carbon? You do not want that on your spark plug. That will make a misfire happen, and when it misfires, it does not run right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take it. We have a wire brush somewhere, but I know we have some starting fluid. This stuff right here, you can spray it on there, and you take that, just a little squirt there, and you wipe it off. Take it and wipe it off really nice. And if you have a wire brush, that can sometimes help too. See if I can grab that real quick. Thank you very much. You're gonna take that and you're just gonna scrub all that carbon off. Clean it up, you know, do a couple more shots of this cleaner or starting fluid. It both has ether. So you're gonna scrub that for a few minutes. Make sure the spark plug's all nice and clean. And take that, wipe it off again. And it should look like that. A little bit cleaner, still used. It's an old spark plug, but doesn't matter. We're gonna go ahead and put this in here, screw it in. It's about finger tight, and then you're gonna take your 16mm wrench and socket, and you're gonna just barely tighten it up to make sure it's on the right side. You're gonna take that, just tighten it up until it's about like that, just snug, not too tight, it'll cause problems. Put that boot on there, and you should be good to go. Now, one thing you want to make sure and of certain is next time that you take your spark plug out, make sure you're not crossing the threads or anything like that, because if you do that, you'll lose compression, so that's not good. Anyway, next thing we're going to do is, if we come around to the other side here, we're going to check the air box. So we're going to take this out here. If you can see that right there, there's a little strap, and you just take that, and this little cover will come off. So we'll take that right there, and there should be a actually good air filter in here, but we have to use this for right now because we don't have any parts on the way yet. But yeah, we'll take this out, and we'll just pretend this is a filter. You want to check it, and you will make sure you blow it out with air if you have an air compressor. Make sure it's clean and everything, because you don't want dirty air going inside your engine and your carburetor and gumming up everything. So just make sure it's clean, and you should be good to go. We're gonna go ahead and put this back on, and pretty much it's fine since it's not dirty or anything. But yeah, you want to make sure it's clean. You don't want to be sucking in anything dirty. So, all right, let's put this back on in here. And hopefully before the end of the video, we'll have this thing running just right. But we'll see, because this carburetor, like what we're talking about earlier, needs a few little, it needs a tune-up pretty much. So here we go. We're gonna put this back on. Air filter looks fine. And we're gonna go ahead and pull that right over here. Clips on just like that. All right, the third thing we're gonna do, check your fuel, make sure you have good fuel. You don't want anything old, like anything like 2 to 3 months, it's too old. We're gonna talk about this. So, of course, you know, check your oil and gas and everything, right? Check your spark, so that's 3 things of maintenance. Gas, on the other hand, you wanna make sure you have good, clean gas. And we have a fuel additive called Seafoam. Can you see that? It is a diesel, gas, and anything like 2-stroke. It'll help clean injectors, carb jets, and do pretty much, it will just clean out your engine. So what we're gonna do is when you get like a certain amount of gas in your tank, right? You just pour just a little bit in there. You just pour a little. I'm not gonna pour a lot. There's already some in there. And you take that with your gas, put on your little lid, screw it on tight so nothing comes out or no leaking. Take that there, and you're gonna shake your bike up pretty good so it all mixes together. That will help keep your, pretty much everything in this engine clean. You can also add this to oil. It'll pretty much help anything you have. It'll help keep everything lubricated and running properly. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is, currently, this little bugger right here is a little dry. So that's why we have our WD-40 here. None of this is sponsored, by the way. So what we're gonna do is take a little shot of this, spray some in there on the little bottom. You're just gonna work it back and forth, and it's already feeling so much better. Take your rag, wipe the excess off, and you're good to go. All right. Fifth thing, what we're gonna do is check your chain. Come right around here, and you're gonna check your tighten. You're gonna check if it's oiled, and you're gonna make sure there's nothing broken on it or anything that is permanently gonna help your bike fail. See that? It's pretty oily already, so make sure you have a rag with you at all times. Pretty much whenever you wash your bike, you're gonna take a scrub brush, and you're gonna pretty much just work it, right? You're just gonna get everything all cleaned up. And that's pretty much it for maintenance. Other than that, let's see if we can start it up. See if we can get the garage open, and yeah, pull this bike outside and see if it's gonna start. Put on my boots. We'll just face it out. It's good. Alright, so here you are going to put on the choke. Right? We're going to put on the choke, and you're going to kick it over. It should start right up. Like I said, guys, what the problem is the carburetor. It needs tuning. It needs new jets in it. So pretty much right now, it's just maintenance. So here we go. Anyway, that is another story for later. This is S&S Garage. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.